Hello everyone, this is Maureen and welcome back to another day of praying through the darkness. We have a wonderful topic today that is revealed to us through a message that Paul delivered to the Christians of his time. And we're going to be studying the Bible verse, Romans 8, let me make sure, verses 15 and 16. Our topic for today is adopted. Now, I hope you see this smile on my face, because I can tell you, I am one of those that is adopted. Not legally, not a bunch of pieces of paper, I didn't have to go before a judge or anything. But with my time out at the children's home, the last 4 years that I was there, I was moved into a cottage where I guess you could say I was adopted into the family of Joy and Hewlin Graves. Now, like I said, no paperwork, no going to the judge or anything like that, but we, over time, developed that true mother, father, daughter relationship. There wasn't anything that they didn't include me in as far as family activities were concerned. Now, this love, this bonding that we had was offered to every child that walked through their doors. I mean, I have seen my mom walk next door and chew out, literally go to bat for one of the kids in her cottage because that house parent took it upon themselves to discipline one of her kids. And my mother, you talk about being mad as a old wet hen, she took that child and she marched over there next door and wanted to know exactly what happened. And my mother instructed her that the next time she felt like the child needed to be disciplined, she was to call her and she would take care of it. The lady was flabbergasted. I don't know if the two of them ever talked again. But I will tell you this. The story Mother told us later on was that, yes, this particular child was in the wrong. But the discipline part was not for the other person to decide. It was her right to decide because that was her child. Folks, there was not a one of us that walked through their doors that did not feel the love of a mom and dad. They, like I said, they were my parents from that moment forward. They are the grandparents to my children. They are the great-grandparents to my grandchildren. Adopted means taking on the responsibility of someone else's child. And that's exactly what they did. They didn't have to have a piece of paper to say legally we belong to them. No, their love showed us that we were theirs. It was during that time, folks, that my heart started melting, started softening, and starting to be able to take in what God was offering me as his child. Now, I know you believe this as well, all things happen for a reason. And I know that I was brought to them because they were the only ones that could take this child that looked okay on the outside, and was enjoying life, but was hurt and angry on the inside. God knew it was going to take their kind of love, of accepting me so that I could understand the adoption that he was offering to me as a child of his. So for me, the word adopted is a wonderful word. Not just only in our earthly lives, excuse me, but most importantly in my spiritual life. I used to always explain my relationship with mom and dad as most of us, well, no, every single one of us is born into a family. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones to get to choose who my family really was. And that was Joy and Hewlin Graves. They will forever be, in my mind, the most perfect parents God could have given to me. Now, were they perfect? No, we all know that. I mean, there's no human on earth that is perfect. But God certainly could not have put a more perfect pair for this angry, scared, and scarred little girl. That was the example that I needed to understand the love that God was offering to me, so that I could open up my eyes and see that, and then become adopted into his family. And I hope that you have had a similar experience in which someone was able, through example, through studying the Word with you, whatever it might have been, or might even still be working on you. I do hope that you know that once you become adopted into the family of God, you are his forever. There is nothing that is ever going to break that bond. So, Paul says, you did not receive a spirit of slavery to fall back into fear, but you have received a spirit of adoption. When you cry, Abba, Father, it is that very spirit bearing witness with our spirit that we are children of God. I especially love the part right there at the beginning. You did not receive a spirit of slavery. We are not slaves to God. We are children, chosen, cherished, and worthy. So no matter what walk of life you come from, no matter what, excuse me, no matter what you think you've done, God forgives all. God created you. He wants you back home. All you have to say is, Father, here I am. I want to be adopted back into your family. What a wonderful reality I find within your kingdom, God. I have not been welcomed into an exclusive club when I yield my life to you. It's not a learning program or a restrictive sect. It is not a working relationship. I have been adopted into a family. I have been adopted into a family. I have been adopted into a family, and I have the rights of a child of the living God. I have the rights of a child of the living God. It is hard to believe that I am welcomed as a dearly loved family member, not a slave or a servant. The difference is not a subtle one. As a child, I have a deep relationship with you, my Father, that is based on love and belonging, not on what I have to offer. You are a good Father. When what I have lacked in my earthly relationship does not rightly reflect the perfection found in your incomparable love. Abba, I am reminded today that I am your child, not a servant. What a wonderful reminder. Thank you that I can come to you with everything I need. I will not fall into fear today as I approach you, my good Father, for I belong to you. What a wonderful, wonderful statement. We are not slaves to God. We are not servants. We are cherished children of God once we are adopted into His heavenly family. I hope that you've enjoyed today's devotional. I don't know about you guys, but I love being reminded every single day. I am a child of God. I am adopted into the most wonderful family that can be imagined. And I hope you feel that way too. Let me say thank you to each and every one of you that have come in today. I want to remind you that this devotional came from this little blue book that's put out by Broad Street Publishers, entitled 365 Days of Prayers for Devotionals for Depression and Anxiety. I am so sorry, but I cannot get the words out of my mouth right today. Remember that there is a link for you down in the description box. If you wish to go and purchase your own copy, all you have to do is click on it. So be reminded that when the clouds of doubt want to crash in around you and steal your joy, make you feel more like a servant instead of a child of God, all you have to do is take just a moment, take a deep breath, and say, Father, remind me that I am yours. And He is right there, willing to do battle for you. And remember, I love you too. See you tomorrow. Bye.